Domain and range. First of all, this will be a pretty long video because we need to go through a few examples from the worksheets. Alright, domain in general, it is the coverage of x of a function. And range is the coverage of y of a function. Sometimes it might not be a function but still have the coverage, so we will still use the domain and range. But that will be all from the example there, alright? But it's kind of vague, so we will have some example from going through, and it will be easier if we go through the worksheet we have the other day. A clean copy could be found in my site, and yeah, let's get started. So first of all, this is the equation. First of all, we need to find out whether it's a domain, range, or a function, and if it's a function. So we find the domain first. Domain is a quadratic, so it should go anywhere. So the domain should be x is all real number. Alright, if you're using those symbols, it's weird. I'll use English then. X is all real number. And y could only come from 0 onwards. So because it's a quadratic and we got a minimum. So y is bigger or equals to 2. And it is a function. Alright, next one. This looks like a sine curve to me. So we will have x all real number. And within the limit, because there's amplitude of 2. So y have to be between 2 and negative 2. And it is also a function. This is a bit weird here. It's going on two sides and stop from there. So we'll say that for x, it have to be smaller or equals to 2, or x have to be bigger or equals to 2, negative 2 and 2. And the range start from there onwards seems to be not touching 2 there. So we will say that bigger than 0 onwards. Definitely not going through there. Sorry, it's 0. And it is a function because the vertical test is only touch y once. Number 4. Alright, this is a round circle, definitely not a function, but we'll look for the domain and range first. It only covers from negative 2 to positive 2, and y only covers from negative 4 to positive 4. It's like no piece of cake here. So we have the domain, negative 2 smaller than x, smaller than 2, and y is, and this is not a function. Alright, this MW thingy, so supposed to be going all the way up. So x is all real number. But y, look at that, it got a minimum point right here at negative. So y is bigger or equals to negative 1, and it is a function. Z, okay, this is a v here, double v here. So we have x is all real number. And y, that's the tricky here, is going up from 1 onwards and downward from negative 1. So we have the 2 bit. So x has bigger than 1, or y is smaller than or equals to negative 1. And this is not a function. Alright, this looks like a cubic function to me. So x is all real number. And y seems to be going all the way up from that side and that side. So it's all real number 2. And it is a function. Linear equation is always a function, and it goes on x and y all real number. Alright, this is a tricky bit here. It go on two ways except 1, 1. So, for that case, we will have x is all real number and x not equals to 1. Same as y here. Oh no, x have to be going on that way. So x have to be bigger than 1, but excluding 1 because it's a circle there. Alright. The second page of the worksheet, I will not go through it, but the answer will be found on my site.